reactive. Oh, as opposed to not reactive.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our next matchup here.
This is our other semifinal, folks.
MyCon Prepare to Die versus MyCon TeamKeepoEZBT. Now, is it actually true? Are they actually like Team MyCon?
I think so, because we have a lot of MyCons in 2v2. There's like 4 MyCons in 2v2.
Master, Kababi, and Godoff on one. Kababi
It's a little
playing that
Taya.
Taya. Gonna be a good time for him because I feel like Taya has gotten a huge power ramp since the BattleRekts were swapped around a little bit. Kababi's gonna go ahead and choose Wind Bomb, summons a wind stream lasting 4 seconds, grants haste to allies entering it. And that's, I think, one of the new changes, I believe.
We were called nerds and also told the word is proactive.
Proactive
Instead of the opposite of reactive.
Proactive, active, and passive. Who called us nerds?
The guy that just told us. I mean, thanks, honestly.
Thanks.
Thanks, I really wanted to know the word. I'll accept.
All right. Little Master gets opened up on by 2-1-3, of course, the newest addition to Team MyCon. We saw him playing with Randler in the 2v2 tournament on the Baco. But now Little Master's going to put on pressure onto Randler, and the stun is under her feet, and Freya's going to take a little bit of damage here. The center orb actually goes to Prepare to Die. So that's going to look a little bit better for Prepare to Die here. And here comes a Piggy. Kababi will pop in the Thunder Strike on the incapacitated Ashka. And I think easy cleanup for Little Master and Kababi there.
Oh, there's a Rook.
2-1-3 answers back with his Baco ultimate, but I think it's a little bit too late. 2v3 is going to be tough. 2-1-3 needs to clean up a kill soon. Crippling Goo is going to zone him out. Incapacitate lands. Nice. I really like the combos that Little Master and Kababi are putting out. And interestingly enough, we saw Taya Freya in the 2v2 tournament in North America, and we talked about some, particularly off the wall bang. When you incapacitate a target, that allows Taya to really line up big X-Strike damage, and of course, Freya synergizing with herself using the Thunder Strike on an incapacitated target. The amount of burst that comes out, and then Taya is able to use the high mobility to chase down low health targets and finish the kill out. That's exactly what we saw. The Thunder Strike came out, and then Piggy was popped for mobility.
We saw Taya Freya in 2v2 yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a comp we hadn't seen before.
Averse and Skywood. Skyverse.
The fact that we're seeing it again, promising for this composition, hopefully. Now with the support, though. Godoff on the Lucy, just like a golf tournament. Oh man, using that boost to get out there as soon as possible. Gonna do some damage on Uncle Paul. He's gonna get healed up though, nothing too strong.
Too strong.
Oh yeah, we'll get the stun on Lucy, but they're not gonna follow that up. They're actually just gonna try and ignore as best as they can.
Oh, interesting.
Freya, Little Master.
Using that Wind Bomb is interesting synergy with Freya because she's going to get that haste and be able to close gaps really quick without using cooldowns, and that's super important because Freya loves to have the iframes whenever possible to play defensively and turn a defensive situation into an aggressive one.
She definitely has to be careful. They are doing a good job of incapping and stunning Lucy from time to time, but they don't seem to be getting much max damage while she is incapped. They're doing a good job of dodging. Oh, there's
nice double incapacitate.
What a war stomp. But oh, we do get a Freya counter proc, so it's going to pull them all in. Reap it a little bit. Oh, what? I think she got hit, but yeah.
She got hit by the Thunder Strike and popped the barrier right after. But the Crippling Goo comes. Randler doesn't have a lot of cooldowns, but the counter for 2-1-3 is going to be the Baco ultimate. And now Uncle Paul comes through with the Ashka ultimate, and 2-1-3 is able to finish out the kill on Kababi. Nice turnaround for TeamKeepoEZBT. They were able to use their resources much better in that situation, and I think Randler was put into a lot of pressure, but when 2-1-3 came across with the Baco ultimate, that was essentially a peel that also turned the situation around for them to allow them aggressive plays there.
Don't know if they're going to be able to thunder their way out of this one. Down goes Lucy. Little Toaster
Nice.
will go down as well.
I love the synergy between the 3 members of TeamKeepoEZBT. 2-1-3 coming in with the ultimate to save Randler. Randler healing up, throwing out panic flasks to keep the pressure off of himself. And then we have Uncle Paul coming in after the Baco ultimate, knows that resources are low from Godoff trying to save Kababi from the Baco ultimate. Uncle Paul just punched that with an ultimate of his own, and the collective pressure was able to get 2-1-3 the killing blow on Taya.
Who will lead into this fight? They're actually not using haste this time to go in. Oh, there it is. going to try and get some damage. 2 and 3 is going to go right on to Kebab. Going to pull him in and then dash. Get a little bit of damage, but nothing too heavy just yet. But now 2 and 3 has to be careful. Little Master has gotten into their backline. He's just going to try and M1 his way through this destruction. Oh, Ty puts herself on the other side of that firewall. She wants to put some damage out, but a good in-cap. Oh, that orb is actually going to get taken by Bako. And there's an ultimate from Ashko. They're just taking down Little Master. The counter's out, but it doesn't get procced. He has to use his iframe to get out of that stun. On the underside, we see Lucy getting in-capped again. Oh, has to roll out of that ultimate.
Can they punish the fact that roll is down now? That's going to be the big question, but a big incapacitate from Godolph is going to peel away 2 and 3, 2 and 3. And there's a Thunderstrike to follow it up. Uncle Paul takes the brunt of that damage, and they are able to secure the center orb, is prepared to die. And so they've actually bought a path back into this game here, but they need to execute perfectly, and that's a good start. Capacity to kind of control the field, get some candy, pick up some resources. But, oh man, Kababi answering back with a huge X-Strike.
That was interesting interaction. We saw Little Master spaced in, and just as he landed, he got tornadoed. Oh man, this could be a turnaround though. Kababi got stunned inside of the ultimate. Oh, the Purifier's out though. He's gonna get some heals. What a petrify during in the meantime. Lucy will die.
Nice. I like Little Master, Kababi, and Godolph playing out that scenario. They saw an opportunity to turn around damage. Thunderstrike landed, and that chunked down 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and Uncle Paul and Randler. 2 and 3 landed a big double incapacity, and that kind of helped them stabilize a little bit. But Kababi and Little Master were able to land huge damage consistently towards the end of those, towards the end of that round, and it hurts when you have 2 targets hit by X-Strike at the same time. That's a lot of pressure that you have to deal with.
MyCon prepared to die now, 1 round away from taking map number 1. Remember, folks, this is the semi-finals, best of 3 maps. So whoever takes this is going to be 1 closer to making it to our last match of the day. Both teams looking strong. Depends on that key moment of when they're going to be able to turn that damage on.
All right, Vortex is going to give allies haste. They're going to try to take a positioning advantage. Little Master unfortunately got hit while mounted and got snared up. The counter nearly got broken by Uncle Paul's stun, and that would have been really bad for Little Master, but gets out just in time. There's a haste that we were talking about. The gap close is so good for Little Master, and it has cooldowns to continue putting aggression out. Will counter, but I think the orb, yes, will go to prepare to die.
Bako's just standing in the middle, but they're really not doing a whole lot of damage. They want to take down Uncle Paul. They know he's the damage dealer. They're scared of an Ash Gold. He's being forced to use his energy, so he doesn't have a whole lot, and the Piggy will get popped. Will he be able to do a lot of damage? 2 and 3, 2 and 3. Oh, it's melted here by... There's the counter. Lucy ults both in. One stuck in.
Oh, man!
My, there's the Thunder Goo. We've seen it time and time again. It deals so much damage.
This is really something that you have to think about in Lucy mirrors. The person who throws a crippling goo first is actually in a lot of danger. And especially if there's an orb on the field, just a trade of resources doesn't quite make sense. If 2 Lucys are at full sticks of butter, if you throw your ultimate first, you get Swift Roll to get out of that, and then if you can recover your 25 energy, you know that because your opponent has already thrown out that crippling goo, the opponent Lucy can't actually roll anymore. In that situation, Godolph was able to get out of that crippling goo without spending any energy at all, and then just drop the crippling goo on top of Randler, and there was no options away anymore. Knowing that there was a snare, Thunderstrike was an easy land for Little Master, and you just get cleaned up. It's so risky as Lucy to throw away all 4 bars of energy on an ultimate when you know that your opponent has a counterattack available. You need to know that you get incredible value off of it, or you have cooldowns to bail yourself out of a situation where you get counter-ulted, and Randler took the brunt of that.
That's a really good thing to bring up, because I do think keeping track of your opponent's energy is a really big key to knowing exactly when they do and don't have things. And we've talked about Lucy so many times that her mobility, she has to have energy. So like I said, as soon as she throws out her ultimate, they immediately reacted. They knew she's got no roll. This is it. We might as well take her down. We have the energy. We have the burst. We can do it. But let's actually, we might as well take a look at that exact play. This is going to be the Thunder Goo moment.
And really look at the energy for Godolph and Randler here. They're very, very even. Randler is going to get the last bit of 25 energy just in the final moments. Actually, I really like this too. Gets panicked away and then prepared to die, just swaps their targets up, pops a Piggy. And this is a situation where they're in a lot of trouble. You see that Randler is in the back. He's having to throw long-range panic flash, easy for Little Master to dodge. And 2 and 3, 2 and 3 is just left all by his lone sub. 2v3 tries to do positioning to keep himself away. And this is the moment you see Godolph doesn't even get out of it. He knows that Little Master has bar to spend. He's just going to casually walk out of it. The Vortex, the Thunderstrike, the X-Strike, everything comes down onto Randler, capitalizing on your opponent's commitment. In many ways, you can think of it as kind of a poker move, right? Randler says, hey, I'm going to invest my full bar of energy into trying to put some aggression up. And then what Prepare to Die says is, hey, you know what? we'll call you on that, and we'll raise you. I'm going to dunk both Crippling Goo and Thunder Strike, and we're going to use Tidal Vortex. Do you have what it takes to handle that? And the answer is no. They did not have the positioning nor the resources, and Randler goes down.
What I thought was cool is they were just chunking Bako piece by piece, but then as soon as they realized they had a better opportunity at Lucy, since Bako was trying to back away and his cooldowns were probably pretty close to getting off, he was going to have his spacebar soon at his bulwark, they just changed opportunities. They try not to tunnel vision. I think that also you start to see the further you get up the skill level of BattleRekt, they're always aware of what, or at least they try to be. Sometimes you tunnel vision a bit,
It's a lot
right?
about where resources are allocated, right? Because Randler got feared off to the corner, they swapped their targets onto Bako because they were well positioned to attack Bako at that time. If they had continued going on Randler at that point, the panic basically helped Randler kite. If you commit to chasing after him and attacking a panic target, you're basically buying your opponent's time kiting because the fear is running himself away. But because they switched onto Bako, that meant Randler had to start spending resources both to heal himself and to help Bako. Throughout the panic flash, good position to land it, and ended up now you're down another option. And then that turns it into a situation where, okay, now we have to scramble. Got to put barrier on 2-1-3, 2-1-3. Guess what? Now you don't have barrier for yourself. Target swap onto Randler. You're out of resources. You're done.
Don't know if we're going to see much of a change in composition. We might, but let's check it out. Let's go straight into this one. It's looking like a little bit of one. A little master now on Varesh.
Interesting. Interesting. He's going to go ahead and take Varesh, and they actually won the last game. Maybe they're trying to read some kind of composition change, or they're trying to keep a little bit more flexible. Try to keep 2-1-3, 2-1-3, Uncle Paul and Randler from kind of identifying a winning condition if they're convinced that, if Prepare to Die is convinced they have a strategy that can involve Varesh and have a game win off of it, it might be very worth it to switch at this point, because how is 2-1-3, 2-1-3, Randler and Uncle Paul really going to know what this matchup is going to play out like? It's going to take a lot of experience and a lot of theory crafting, really. And Uncle Paul, Randler, and 2-1-3 had to spend the whole duration between maps thinking about how they lost to Freya, Taya, and Lucy. All of a sudden, that thinking doesn't help quite as much because the composition changes a lot. You don't have a melee champion anymore. Everything is about range dominance.
I think with the Firewall and the Bulwark are going to come heavily into play this match. Now we're going to see who's going to get this first in. Oh, the counter, actually. He gets stunned directly out of it. This is really bad. Varesh has nothing left to move. He's going to rely heavily on some heals.
Varesh has no energy as well. He can't teleport now. Finally doesn't get his first bar. He can't teleport. It does. He spends it already. Double incapacity.
Oh, this is actually really terrifying. They took advantage really early on. The Varesh has no mobility. Uncle Paul's going to push him back, stop him from getting any M1s. And that first orb is going to go to
oh man, big punish.
Oh, here we go.
And Uncle Paul comes in to punish the roll with his own ultimate. Big landing, but Uncle Paul is a little bit exposed. They could turn around for a 3v1 onto Varesh, but it seems like the teammates, no, 2-1-3, 2-1-3 is able to finish out the kill. Kababi goes down first. And I think it was a tough opening moment for Varesh in that scenario. He got caught out, popped his counter, but instead got stunned by Uncle Paul's Q.
That initial mistake, I think, just stopped them from being able to play aggressive. Once Varesh had to spend most of his energy to run away as opposed to being able to play aggressive with it, he had to wait to build it up even. He took a lot of max hit damage right off the bat. Once he got stunned out of that counter, that was going to be the end of him. He's got to be careful how he uses that. He didn't go the second Wuju strike either, so I'm kind of surprised that he would do that, because then he would have been on...
He didn't actually get the counter proc. He got stunned out of it, so he wouldn't have even been able to get the recast.
No, but he didn't even build that.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I mean, even if he did, it only procs when you actually successfully counter.
Yeah, but I'm saying he would have been, like, far.
But he didn't get counter, that's the thing. He got stunned out of the counter, so the counter would have never procced in the first place. He would not have gotten the chance to get the recast on it.
But he did counter the first place, I'm saying, which was interesting, because then he would have been on the other side of the map if it did get countered.
Oh, yeah. If he did, yes, that's right.
You're right, yeah.
I'm understanding what you're saying now, sorry. I was a little bit confused. But you're right, Kevin. That would have been very helpful. There he does land the counter, and he does have the energy to teleport as well, so this is going to be a much better opening.
Pretty immobile, he's going to get stunned up, and now take a look at that 2-1-3, 2-1-3 with both debuffs on him. He's going to be taking a lot of damage. Fresh is just going to stand in that one and try and do what he can. He got pushed and then had to R away. He does have his ultimate, though. He's going to be able to potentially finish somebody off.
Oh, he whips the second one. Gets the ground AoE and will silence up. Oh man, Uncle Paul takes a big extract to the face and will avoid the ground stun. Little Master pops his counter, not going to get anything. He does have the teleport, he has energy for it, and it seems like Little Master, Kababi, and Godolph are initiating planned battleship very effectively right now.
Godolph is having to spend the run game on Uncle Paul, but there comes the Goo trying to take out 2-1-3, and then almost taking him out with the Clarity Potion, which we've seen a few times. There is now a 3v2. Uncle Paul is going to get just chunked M1 after M1. So hard to get away from that, and Bako goes in and dies. Shortly there, followed by his dear friend Ashka.
Nice. I like the turnaround from Prepare to Die. And the first time we saw this composition, it was Little Master Kababi and Godov that ran it. It was the Varesh, Tai, and Lucy as well, the same exact composition. It was really all about securing position in the center of the map and then knowing that you'll come ahead on trades. Varesh does a ton of damage, has huge amounts of burst. Tai is the same way. If you let them have uptime on you, they will do an incredible amount of damage. So they just secure positioning in the middle of the map and force you out to the edges and then keeps you there by zoning you out with dangerous projectile attacks.
If MyCon can take these next 2 rounds, they will move on to the finals. Sorry, they're both MyCon. If Prepare to Die can take this, they're really making my job so easy.
Oh, nice ground stun.
Initiation by 213, 213.
Gets panicked up as well, but that's a good connection onto Uncle Paul. He has to get out of there, but Uncle Paul, Randler, and 213, 213 have gotten center map control.
Uncle Paul's been trying to read when Kababi's going to start getting aggressive. Oh, and that orb will actually get sniped out by Prepare to Die. Now we're going to see him haste up, try and get a couple of M1s out, force Randler to heal himself. But now they're actually be able to just turn their attention to Uncle Paul, who has to use his E. Almost gets silenced. His spacebar's down as well. They don't have any mobility to really chase this one down. Incapped on Lucy. Little Master almost getting stunned, and his counter does not get procced.
There it is. Kababi is pushing aggressive. Here comes the Uncle Paul with his Ashka ultimate, trying to make something happen in the middle of the map right now. Kababi is just pressuring out Randler, and they could turn around on Uncle Paul here. Little Master has gotten a little bit of damage. Both Kababi and Godov will roll out of the out of the crippling goo. Double Incapacity is going to set some stuff off. Nice from Uncle Paul to counter off of that. Baits out the counter, and Little Master has to teleport away. Center orb control. Maiko, no! Kababi steals it away, and that's huge for Prepare to Die.
Oh, but Kababi might have given his life up for that as well.
Oh, dangerous situation.
Counter gets procced, but now look where he is.
There's no teleport.
Can't come back. He has to get tornadoed by an ally. He's just shy of energy, and he's going to almost get stunned up as well. The haste comes out. She wants to deal some M1 damage, but Taya is not going to be able to deal a whole lot right now. EZBT is He'll take that one.
That's really bad for Prepare to Die. They really want to be the ones dominating the center field, but right now Kababi, Little Master, and Godov don't have the health or the resources to buy into it. Kababi has Piggy to pop, and he will do it. Tries to go for the X-Strike as well, but everybody's just scattering. He can't find any targets, gets pushed back by 213, 213. Uncle Paul tries to go aggressive, and I think it might work out. Teleport is being spent by Little Master. There's the counter crippling goo. The health levels are so low on Prepare to Die.
Slowly melted down by the goo. Will he get out? He picked up just enough green candy and healed himself enough. But Kababi's going to try and hunt him down. In the meantime, we're going to see 213, 213 trying to protect Ashka and take Little Master down. But now they're split. Take a look at this split. Little Master has Randler all to himself. 213 tries to get the in-cap, but just whiffs it. Now he's going to get Tornado to the other side. Little Master's going to try and gain some traction, get back to his allies.
Oh no, the fact that Prepare to Die just lost that orb was huge. I think they did very well buying themselves back into the game, did a ton of damage to Randler. Oh man, Kababi nearly gets sudden death. And Lucy will go down. That's going to be Godov on Prepare to Die's end. And it seems like 213, 213 Randler and Uncle Paul will be able to finish out TeamKeepoEZBT, winning back the 3rd round.
It is now 2 rounds on the side of EZBT and 1 to Prepare to Die. Looking pretty close on both sides. There are just a few moments where I really couldn't tell which side was going to take it.
The big difficulty for MyCon Prepare to Die was that they had so little health getting into that late game situation. They were ill positioned to take the center orb, and then KeepoEZBT was able to grab 2 of those center orbs during that whole scramble. Despite the fact that they punished Randler so much with that big crippling goo from Godov, it did so much damage, but they had the better positioning coming into that fight, got the orbs, was able to heal up max health, and that made all the difference for them. If MyCon Prepare to Die had been the ones in center map position, they would have certainly won out that scramble.
Uncle Paul, though, has got to be careful. Oh, the Clarity Potion will take the debuffs off, but now we're going to see Little Master trying to put the pressure on the back end, but they don't care. They're going straight for Lucy. They want to take down Godov. They are just hunting her down. Her roll is down. They've got to be careful. An orb will actually go to EZBT too, so she will not find solace in some energy.
Little Master's maybe standing a little bit too close to the fire right now. He's going to have to use a teleport to get away, and I think Tornado is also available. Oh, there's a double incapacity. They might set up something big. Uncle Paul didn't have the ground stun, and Randler will actually go for the crippling goo, and that's not going to do too much. That might be the comeback situation for Prepare to Die. Orb does go to TeamKeepoEZBT, so they're going to buy back some of the resource they spent.
They've gotten a bit now, 2-3, trying to Hide around the side of that wall. Kababi wanted to get a good stun, but now has to be careful. Has to use the Q to push him away. An ultimate from Uncle Paul could be on the way.
Oh,
there's the
nice
Bako whip
from Godoff.
Oh, great dodge. Now, oh no, ultimate from Little Matt.
Whoa!
And there's the Uncle Paul. Godoff has to be careful. Ignite won't kill you, but it will bring you down to 1 HP. He has to heal himself up just enough. I'm going to see the counter, Little Master, but be careful. Oh, Lucy did not want to use her ultimate just yet.
Oh, Little Master's in trouble. They already used so many cooldowns to save Godoff. Do they have more to spend on Little Master there? The shield comes up finally, and now the healing for Godoff. Oh, man, 2-on-3 gets one. Here comes the axe. Oh, my God, that was so close.
The Purifier from Ash could heal him up, followed by a Firewall, protect him from any and all damage. Kababi, she has the damage to potentially take this one down, but it's definitely not going to be an easy feat with all the CC she's facing. Oh, man, she had to turn out of that one. She's going to try and get out, but she also just gets out of his space as well.
Nice from Prepare to Die to try to zone out and keep themselves in a good situation.
2-3 stuck, but he does have to use his space bar out. At least they know they're safe from some sort of initiation for a little bit. But here comes the Purifier, that orb again. Go to EZBT, 4 orbs for them.
Kababi is trying to keep haste up, and he's diving in aggressive here, leaving Godoff to fend for his zone, but I think Godoff is not long to live for this world. Uncle Paul is trying the best he can. The left clicks are not quite as accurate as he would like. The petrified Kababi goes down first into 2v1, and now Uncle Paul is well situated to close this out on Godoff. Clarity Potion to take off the shields. There it is.
She will go down. Round number 3 goes to EZBT. They will take map number 2. We're going on map number 3, ladies and gentlemen.
1 map each, and remember, we are in the semifinals. So this is really to get into the money right here.
Into the money.
Into the money. Little Master, Kababi, and Godoff took the risks. They swapped to Varesh, and maybe that was a smart choice because they had that single map buffer. They were 1 map up. They said, hey, let's try Varesh and see if it works out. Now the question they have on their hands is, okay, Varesh didn't work, but Freya did. Is that the change that we need to go back to? They have options on their hands, so they're not completely out of it yet, but 2-on-3, 2-on-3. Of course, heading up Project Horizon when they were at their most successful time was very good at analyzing, adapting, and strategizing, creating new strategies for his team to overcome challenges that they faced early on in particular series or matchups.
I'm really curious as to what made them swap compositions because they were doing so well. Maybe they were expecting a composition swap themselves. 2-1-3, we know he plays a lot of Bako, Rakan, and Rook. So he could have switched to potentially the Rakan or Rook if maybe they were expecting that. Haven't seen him play a lot of Rakan lately, which is a little sad. I'm a big fan of Rakan.
Yeah,
I really like
Rakan's pretty cool.
I think he's got a really fun kit, and he played him really well early on in our tournaments. But we got a quick little replay right there for you guys from round number 1. Gonna be a double war stomp goo combo.
I like it. Coordination on the end of TeamKeepoEZBT was definitely on point especially towards the end of the rounds, or rather towards the end of the map. There it is. 2-1-3, 2-on-3, continue to demonstrate how great he is landing those war stomps. I think it's called, is it called Valiant Leap, actually?
Valiant Leap? I think that's just a normal space, and I think the EX is the war stomp.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
Nice. Kababi in a lot of trouble here. I just love the pressure that they put out. They're continuing to threaten multiple members on the opposing team. There finally, when they land a stun, Uncle Paul and 2-on-3, 2-on-3 will connect to close it out. Now, I think TeamKeepoEZBT was much more satisfied with attempting. We saw, especially in the last few rounds, they attempted ultimates and they would whiff, but because they had such good control of the center orb, they were able to get resource back and make another attempt. I mean, they won that round. Well, at least I think they won. It was the last round where there was a crippling goo that got thrown onto the floor. Everybody scattered away, didn't do anything. Bako uses ultimate, whiffed it, didn't do anything. But they were able to keep making multiple attempts, and if you do it enough times, you're going to find success eventually.
Now, we're going to get into this one, but I do want to make a quick comment about Varesh, right? It's a champ that I played a lot, especially when I first started. You know, his counter's definitely a dangerous thing to use at times because it repositions you horrendously, and if you have no energy, you're not going to be able to get back.
Yeah.
So it seemed, I don't know if it was on purpose, but EZBT would always stay grouped. So if Varesh ever did counter in, he was just stuck in the middle of everything, and he almost had to use his energy every single time to get out. So he ended up, he used it not as frequently as you'd see a Varesh use, but it seems like they are back to Freya, back to what they know works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now we're going to see a Little Master. They're going to try and put some damage on 2-1-3, but we know he's going to go in no matter what he takes. Uncle Paul trying to put it on Kababi. They're getting to spread out a little bit with Little Master, just trying to stay in there. He's not hesitating.
They do hit into Freya's counter. That's going to give her a lot of shields.
And they're going to
Vortex up. Yep, Little Master is really dominating the field right now.
He was confident in the health that he's going to be receiving.
Oh, gets stabbed in the back! Kababi threw the X-Strike behind 2-1-3, 2-1-3, and despite the fact that Bulwark was up, was able to stun out, and that gives a lot of space to Godolph. And look at how cornered right now TeamKeepoEZBT is.
It's pretty strong. They've been having to use a lot of energy just to not go down the end cap, though, even if they do push the orb away. Will he get it? Oh, they do, actually. EZBT will get it, plus an ultimate on Little Master. He does counter immediately, though, builds up some shields. He really wanted to get tornadoed, and a completely whiffed ultimate from Uncle Paul.
Eats an X-Strike for it, but Rattler is in trouble now. Could not jump out of the panic, but now 2-1-3, 2-1-3 is in trouble. Wait, the Taya goes down. 2-1-3, 2-1-3, so low on health.
He just stood there. He knew he couldn't move because of the pull.
It's not over until it's over. Keep strong. You need to get heals, but you're dodging your teammate. And oh no, what a tragic loss for Prepare to Die. They were so far ahead. One thing that I have to mention right now, 2-1-3, 2-1-3, I think Solo carried TeamKeepoEZBT on his back and got themselves another lease on life there in this particular round. He got the double incapacitate and then reflected the panic blast and was able to secure control of that center orb despite the fact that positioning was horrendous for TeamKeepoEZBT, caught in that top left corner of the map. And because they got that orb, had enough resources to start popping ultimates, had enough resources to chase Kababi down, had enough resources for Rattler to survive despite the fact that they were caught in a terrible crippling goo. You saw the sliver of health that they were left at. If they did not heal that, what, 10 health, that 10 health plus max health that that orb gave them, they were dead. They were actually dead. That single orb saved them the match. It turned the tides. Little Master, Kababi, and Godolph were winning the early game really, really convincingly. And all they needed to do to really kind of secure their lead was get that center orb, but 2-1-3, 2-1-3 just did not care. He came in so big with the War Stomp.
And the choice to use War Stomp over Valiant Leap, knowing Ty's probably going to push this away from me, but it doesn't matter if you get the end cap, they're not going to be able to do much to secure it themselves. There was one left and he was able to do it. Fantastic half-second choice. He's going to get that space, go right on Ty, but the barrier's going to protect her from a lot of damage. 2-1-3 has to back out just a bit. Now they're going to get pushed up to the top as well. And we see Kababi try and get that initiation, try and get some damage in on Uncle Paul, who's distracted. Now we're going to see 2-1-3 again in the back, trying to put the...
Oh, the firewall stuffed out Kababi's X-Strike, and Uncle Paul was able to take the orb.
The firewall a little bit more of against this Taya. Great use.
Oh, nice timing from Kababi on the X-Strike. The Bulwark dropped and landed a big X-Strike. Gonna pop haste on both Lucy and Taya here, but Little Master is getting to be in a little bit of trouble.
Going to be a bit rough. That orb will actually go to the other team. Prepare to Die is going to take that one. Freya, take a look at that. Little Master just staying in there, but he's got to be careful. His counter's down. He can't build up shield. There's the piggy. It has been popped, but all of it will get destroyed immediately. Once her shield is broken, her ult is down, and now they are in a tight spot. Godolph has to roll it out when he has no more mobility.
Oh, no.
Bobby's a goner.
The jumps from 2-1-3, 2-1-3 are on point, and that's when the... Oh! The barrier comes out just in time. Rattler keeping Prepare to Die on notice there.
Uncle Paul has a full ultimate. He's going to use this probably to try and finish one off just for some flashy points. Other side of the wall, he does get a whiff, but an M2 from 2-1-3 will finish off that fight. 2 rounds to EZBT. Seemed like switching back to Freya wasn't enough to just give him the free wins.
I cannot stress enough how much 2-1-3, 2-1-3 landing those incapacitates on his War Stomp changes the nature of the match, because there are, I mean, Ashka is a character that loves having setup done for him. That's why Ashka Croak is such a successful combo, and that's why Ashka, when you have CC on your team, excels, because you put that stun underneath your opponent's feet, and especially when they're in incapacitate, you can't run from it. And that just sets up a big axe throw for 2-1-3, 2-1-3. Also using wall bangs off the stun. There's so much more damage that you can add on. Easy times for Uncle Paul. And that coordination between 2-1-3, 2-1-3 and Uncle Paul has been big for them in this map.
Oh, Kababi already down at half health, has to be careful. Godolph wasn't able to keep that max off of him. 2-1-3 went in immediately, but now take a look at this Freya, so much damage. Her counter doesn't get procced, and that orb's gonna go to EZBT. They have to be very careful with this. Little Master cannot go in.
Oh my god, so low already, and it's the last round. If TeamKeepoEZBT close it out, they will move on to the finals.
The blind, everything, the space bar, the ultimate. Little Master got shielded up just enough to survive, but now another orb's gonna go to EZBT.
And now Kababi is losing a lot of health as well. The pressure is just too much. And here comes a double incapacitate. The panic was a little difficult for TeamKeepoEZBT, but I don't think they're really that concerned. They have so much space to work with. They have so much health to work with.
Oh,
and
Godaf just getting out of that one.
Oh!
Ultimate. Oh, Freya will go down. The flick over to her instead of taking it down on Lucy. Now Kababi's going to be probably the next one. Ones will take him down. Lucy accepts her fate. Map number 2 and the semifinals go to EZBT.
2-1-3 strikes back. And so what's incredibly interesting to me is we have our final set up. It's going to be Bruce Lee versus TeamKeepoEZBT. Condemned, Jolts, and Clerney. Can they face 2-1-3 Uncle Paul and Randler, who are looking good on a Baco comp? Can they go toe-to-toe and continue their streak of winning first place? I like the fact that the compositions have changed up a lot. I mean, in Europe, typically, it's just been... we've had a good amount of diversity throughout just everything, right? We've had Rukon, Ashka, Lucy. We've got Croak, Jade, Lucy. Now we have Shifu, Esmo, Lucy. And over in North America, we have, of course, Jumong represented. We have Uldur represented. We have a wide variety of characters. I think that the only thing that's interesting that seems to be a big trend is that Lucy seems by far the